Alright guys, it's a beautiful day out here today. So what we're going to do today, I'm going to try something different. I've got another GoPro set up here to catch my reactions, and I'm going to use my main GoPro to kind of just get like the forward view. I wish I could set this up so that you could see the cluster and the shifter and the steering wheel and all my inputs, but I don't have a mount for that yet. I'm working on getting something. Either I'll make something I can mount it to the headrest, or I'll buy a headrest mount, whatever. But today I just want to take you guys kind of through my final tune. What's my last map? You know, what kind of power does it make? What did we have to change? How do I like it? How does it drive? All those things. So we're going to be doing pulls. We're going to be getting maybe some logs in here. We'll be going around some corners. But yeah, I hope that the 2-camera setup kind of gives you guys more immersion and helps you kind of understand more of what I'm feeling and what I kind of am experiencing in the car. But yeah, we'll give it a shot. We'll see if it works. If not, we'll figure something else out. But anyways, I'm going to head out to the spot where we're going to do some cruising, and we'll pick it back up there. Oh, it is recording. Nice. Okay. So I'm just going to take you guys to the back roads. Maybe I'll give you guys a little free pull here, starting at 3,500. Oh, that's my tires! Woo! Woo-hoo! Wow! Yep. Woo! Spicy. We're gonna go left here. We're gonna go to the back roads. Time lapse past some of this stuff, maybe. Little part throttle in second. Part throttle in third is nasty. Look at this idiot. Last minute signal, right? Right? Woo! We can accelerate, but can we slow down? Yes, we can. Typical genre of music, but every now and then you gotta hit it. We are almost there to the back roads. A couple more minutes here. Alright. So, just about a minute or two out from the spot here. And by spot I mean the closest thing to any useful back roads I have. So, we'll take a little detour, and yeah, I'll take you guys through how the tune feels, how the power band feels, kind of everything, how the car feels as a whole. Tires, brakes, suspension, engine, turbo, all of that, right? The car is more than just how much power it makes, at least in my mind. You can't really do much with a fast car that can't stop or turn, right? I don't know. Personal preference, I guess. But yeah, first is useless. I don't really do anything in first ever, even second. It'll hook when the tires are hot. Until then, nothing. So here, we'll just do a little 2, 3, 4 right here. Yeah, you just back off the throttle a little bit, ease it around this corner. Woo! 4. Brakes, hard on the brakes. top end. Doesn't make a ton of torque. It's a very interesting driving experience in one of these. Mainly because these things make a ton of torque, but they're kind of all over the place for, you know, for horsepower. They typically make quite a bit more torque just because stock turbo KO4, you know, we've gone over this many times. It doesn't flow anything, but the GT30 flows quite a bit. So I don't really have much going on below about, I want to say $4 grand, only because there's no fuel to spool the turbo up faster. Now the reason for that is the high pressure fuel pump is cam driven, right? So we don't have enough RPM down there to actually supply the injectors with enough fuel to do anything useful with the boost down there, right? So it's kind of soft up until about $4 grand. Past that, I peak about 23, 24 PSI, and then it drops down to about 20 PSI, a red line. Again, reason being, we don't have any fuel. I got to turn the port fuel on. When I do, Will can bring the boost in sooner and then maintain that curve. So kind of, for me anyways, the most fun place to drive this car is between 5 and 76-ish hundred. Once I have port fuel, we're gonna go for 8 grand tuned, just all the way out there. But until then, I've been quite happy with how the car is set up currently. So I'll take off from the stop sign here, and I'll give you guys again a little maybe 2, 3, 4 action. It's real hard on the streets to lock because you know, the car walks quite a bit, front wheel drive, a little torque steery. I mean, these roads are really, really nice. They're smooth, but they're not even or level. They're kind of all over the place. So maybe we'll just hit you guys with a little 3 here. I'll go watt at 3 grand and just kind of tell you what I'm feeling. All right, 3,500. Whoa, okay, we're spinning tires. To slow this thing down, let me tell you what, holy, objects in the distance come up a lot closer than you're probably used to, and so now I'm finding I need to dig into the pedals, brake pedal anyways, quite a bit deeper. Oh, here we go, doing a little 2, 3, 4 action on this one here. So I'm just here gonna film my my ending, and I don't think you guys can see. There's a white Honda Civic there, a 9th gen, and it seems like the person's learning to drive manual, which is great. Everyone's got to learn to drive manual at some point, you know, especially if you want to. But it sounds like they're riding the clutch pretty bad. So I think the driver's probably in there like, oh, hey man, don't do that. Just, it sounded very painful. I'm a sucker for mechanical sympathy, and so when I hear something like that, ugh. Anyways, we're gonna summarize this. I'm just gonna go over my final thoughts, do a little walk around the car, kind of show you guys where it's currently at and what's next. Engine bay. Everybody likes a good engine bay shot. Here's my fancy new mounting solution for this charge pipe that keeps popping off. So I've got my little isolator in there. It's just a piece of rubber, scrap rubber that I found that I had laying around, and so that's been wedged in there pretty good. I'll make something better in the future. I'll probably cut up a coupler and like literally wrap it and have that there, but just so that this doesn't wear a hole in the pipe. There's a new coupler here. It is 1 inch longer. The last one was a 3 inch, so there just wasn't enough meat for the clamps to grab onto and actually hold together. So that's been hairsprayed and that's been tightened down real good, so that's not going anywhere now. So that is awesome. I'm definitely happy with that. Next for this car, well, next up really, it's a car wash, the quickest and simplest thing because I haven't washed it in a while. It's kind of kind of ugly, kind of dirty. But yeah, next up is going to be getting the intercooler refabbed, and by refabbed I mean raised up. As you can see, it's kind of low on my setup, only because I had the stock crash bar and I wanted to retain the stock crash bar. Oh, that Civic learning to drive manual is behind me right now and it doesn't sound good at all. Ooh. Anyways, I had the stock crash bar and I wanted to retain the stock crash bar. So what we did was basically I told the guys to just you know, make it work, and make it work they did. But now with the GV grill it looks silly. So this car is going to be going in to have the intercooler raised up about I don't know, 8 inches, quite a bit. We're going to cut the ugly red parts off. Intercooler will be dead center. That'll allow me to build some proper ducting. Before the intercooler, I might get out to the track. I might go out and give this thing its first proper shakedown. I feel like the first thing we're going to lose is the brakes, then probably the tires, and then probably heat soak's going to get us, just because the intercooler is really not in the world's greatest place. Look how low it is. I have the under tray off, so air's basically hitting it and just going straight down. So I do need to put my under panel back on before I go out to the track, and try and seal up any little gaps or openings that are under there. So that might also be a video in and its own. But aside from that, this is kind of it. These are my final tune, final map. About 350 wheel, I want to say, about 315 torque, 310 around there. It's kind of light on the torque, but I love the way that it feels. But yeah, once we turn port fuel on, it'll be another story. For the track use, for what I'm doing with it, it's good how it is. So yeah, that's about it.